what I want for a husband is for him to be the main provider of the household. Um,
So that's an expectation of
and
yours.
yes, it
Okay.
is.
This is why let me interject here though, right? And why I particularly said that. Because this is something that people typically do not bring up. Not just finances, children, and that's one of the reasons why I have zero problems bringing things up date 1, date 2, date 3. So you know who I am, right? I'll never
Right.
forget when Paul and I were dating, I'm pretty sure I just told him like the things that I wanted out of life, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to be the one to give them, but this is what I want, right? Even so far as like leading up to us actually getting married, right? I feel like even before that, I would be like, hey, like I'm one of the people I like to ride around in neighborhoods, look at homes that I like, I like architecture and this kind of stuff. And so I'd be like, that's the kind of home I want when I get my forever home. Right. So,
Right.
I'm not looking for a tiny home. That's
Right.
not my life. Maybe I get a tiny home in my backyard to have the shop at a shop at home, but I am not a small girl, like that's not what I want out of my life.
Right.
Does it need to be the biggest McMansion? Maybe. But you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, so you're, so the type of things that I like, right?
Right.
And because he might not even be into that. He might be like, I never want to own a home. I want to live in an
Yeah.
apartment, right? Or she might
Yeah.
be like, I never had the desire to be a homeowner. So I think those things are very much important to have and early on, because imagine, what happens. And this story is too familiar, right? You don't say anything because you actually like this person. You're like, oh, I can see this relationship growing. And then what people tend to do is they never have the conversation.
And then
Then they go to get
situations pop
married.
up.
And then they're like, well, I've never wanted kids. And why didn't you say? Because you never asked, right?
Oh,
I
Lord.
let it be known very early on. My desire is to be married, is to have children, and it's to own a home and property. Like I let it be very
Right.
clear what I want, because I don't, so
Absolutely.
you can never say I didn't know. And it doesn't, again,
Exact
like as much as I love my husband and liked him at the time, if he said I don't want any of these things, I
Right.
got to cut you off, because
Yeah.
where is that going? And I will say the only caveat there is listening to the Holy Spirit, right? Because
Right.
people can change, right?
Absolutely.
And maybe the Holy Spirit's like, just give me, you'll know. That's very different from wishing and hoping on a prayer, right? There's a
Right.
very big difference between hearing the Holy Spirit say, just stick it out. I'm working on some stuff, right? Because you don't know why this person's saying they don't want X, Y, and Z, right? There could
Yeah.
be a litany of things, and we'll just leave that right there. But, I think I asked him his credit score real early. I am shameless in those things, because we're not going to get it with, it's either you got all the cash in the bank or you got good credit and we can get the cash. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing coy.
Proof of funds. We need proof of
Show me
funds.
what you got, and by no means am
Proof
I a gold
of
digger. You
funds.
know what I'm saying? But at the same token, it's like with or without you, I will have what I want. But I think it's very important not to be scared that I will never find what I want,
Right.
but I think of it more of a weeding out process, because maybe you're not what he truly desired. Maybe he want 5 kids and you're like,
Yeah.
baby, I'm good on 1 or 2, because I was on the 4. I'm like, 5 if it's twins, and I know Paul was like, fix it, Jesus, because he's like, I'm a solid 2, and that's still up for debate in my
Right.
mind.
Right. Right.
But
Right. Yeah.
seriously, those things are very important conversations, and have them early. Like, just get it out the way. Um,
Absolutely. I agree.